Coach, let's talk about how to get you to your next 5 to 10, or maybe even your first 5 to 10 high ticket clients. Now, the reason why I wanted to make this video was to give you guys literally the tangible value on how you can go out there and start securing clients immediately. So let's jump right into it. Here's where you're at, right? You are the guy or gal over here, and you want to get over here, right? Your next 5 to 10 clients, where the money is at. You want to get there, I'm assuming within the next maybe 30 to 45 days, right? Maybe 60 days if you're brand new, but if you're a coach that's already getting clients, probably the next, again, 2 weeks to even 30 days, right? So let's talk about it. What I want to talk about is the exact couple of steps that's really, really needed, principle-wise, right, to acquire clients effectively as a high ticket coach, okay? And so the first things first is we're going to talk about your niche, right? And I want to break your niche down into 3 specific things. Your niche is the person, the problem, and the solution, right? The person is who's the specific person that you help, right? These are psychographics, demographics, as well as sort of what is going on inside of that person's life that makes them very aware of it. And so when you're thinking about the person niche, a lot of us, don't just choose a random niche, choose the niche who you feel like you could serve at the highest level. Choose a random niche who you know that either has the urgent desire to solve the problem that you solve or the funds and availability to be able to work with you, right, in solving that problem. And so you want to find that happy medium of who you can serve at the highest level, who you can pay you, right? And so the second aspect of your niche is the problem. So here's where I'm going to start highlighting here. Problem is very important because the problem is where you want to get very, very specific on what is the one specific tangible problem that you solve that your niche is, again, aware of and urgently looking to solve. Because a lot of times we may choose our niche, postpartum moms or dads or 9-to-5ers or whatever the case, whoever your niche may be. However, we don't solve a clear problem. One of the biggest problems I see coaches deal with is they solve a problem that is not really a problem. It's more of the emotional outcomes of the problem, right? And that's how they position it. And so now, your audience gets kind of like confused because the problem that you solve is not really clear. It's airy. You want to make sure that it's tangible, and again, that they're aware of it and urgently looking to solve it, right? Then the last part is the solution. What's your niche solution? How is, what you do, your intellectual property, how is that packaged into an effective solution for your audience, right? Let's just say losing weight, for example. There are multiple solutions. There's keto, there's bodybuilding, there's boot camps, there's Atkins, there's fasting. However, what if your solution is more a combination of those things, or it could be, your own intellectual property of habit shifting and flexible nutrition, right? You want to be able to make sure that you can clearly articulate, the uniqueness around your solution, right? And why it's more effective than what's already out there for your specific niche, right? Now, once we can identify our niche at these 3 levels, we can go 3 layers deep. So think about it like this. I help dads lose weight versus I help family-oriented dads lose 30 to 50 pounds in 90 days or less with my flexible dieting method. And again, I'm just using terms. It may sound like kind of markety. However, I'm just kind of give you guys a couple of layers. Look how much more specific that was, right? Family-oriented dads lose 30 to 50 pounds, a specific tangible number, in 90 days or less with the flexible dieting method, right? So that's very, very, very specific, okay? Even when it comes to your solution, like the timeline, right? That's a part of your solution as well. Now, let's move into the next part, right? We got the niche down pat. Now we want to go into the offer structure, right? The offer is essentially how you're getting people, what is your program actually going to give people? How is it going to help get them to that end result? And typically where a lot of people go wrong is they mess their offer up in a couple of ways. Number one, they don't make it irresistible. They don't make their offer so good that the clients feel almost like stupid saying no. And the reason why is because they don't know how to make an offer irresistible. And sometimes that comes upstream from not knowing, who you're serving or what problem you're solving. So it's hard to make a good offer if those aren't even clear. However, sometimes it's not being able to actually workshop an offer, meaning you don't know how to decrease the unwanted effort and sacrifice that your client may perceive is associated with getting a solution, right? Or maybe you don't know how to really identify what we call their dream outcome. Or maybe, you don't really have a solution, or you don't know how to articulate how much more effective your solution is by increasing the time delay, right? AKA getting somebody to get a 6-pack in 6 months versus 6 weeks. And so we want to make sure that the offer is irresistible. We also want to make sure that we have a solid structure behind our offer. How are you actually delivering this offer, right? What's the process in which people start to work with you? Are you delivering through a membership site, coaching calls? Is it group coaching? Is it one-on-one? These are the things that need to be considered. I would say if you're a new coach, you always want to keep it on a one-on-one basis first and then transition into group coaching. However, if you already had your first 5 to 10 clients, I would definitely say you have enough data and you have enough opportunity in optimizing what your coaching program actually does for you to move into a more group-based coaching program, right? And lastly, your pitch. How are you actually pitching your program, right? How are you pitching it when you're in your content? How are you pitching it when you are, on a sales call? And so let's move into the next part. I have CAS, but what it really means here is what we call a client acquisition system. And it simply means your funnel. What is a way that you're turning people who are in your audience into paying clients? What is a way that you're getting new people to come into your audience, right? Is it Facebook ads? Is it cold outbound messaging? Is it a Facebook ads 3 to 5 day challenge? Is it YouTube ads to a 3 to 5 day challenge, right? Ultimately, you want to figure out what is a very specific way that I'm getting eyeballs into my ecosystem and then being able to give those people an opportunity to book a call, right, and get turned into a client, right? And so, again, there's multiple ways to do it. In content to sales, we run what we call the lean launch method. So especially, if you're a newer intermediate coach, which is the coaches that we help, I'm a firm believer that unless you can do 10K a month with your offer with no ads, you shouldn't be running ads, because chances are, if not, you have a messaging content or a sales bottleneck. So what we do is we run a lean launch approach where we leverage long form content, short form content, video production, and messaging and conversations to be able to actually get you to your next 5 to 10 clients fairly quickly and fairly effectively, right? And so now let's move into the next part, which is going to be content, right? Content and client acquisition are very much connected to each other, right? These are very, very much like, these almost like work as they almost like work together, right? Because in one way, your content is your funnel. It is your client acquisition, right? But in another way, your content is what supports your funnel. So let's just say that you send cold outbound DMs. Well, if your content is good, there are going to be more people who are going to click that DM, go to your profile, check out your content, see that it's valuable, and actually enter your DM. However, let's just say if you run ads to a VSL, right? In the process of potentially booking a call with you, right? The people who maybe have landed on your landing page, maybe opted in, but still want to do a little bit more homework on you before booking a call to learn how you can help them, they're going to go through your content, right? And so you need to make sure that whether your content is on Instagram, whether it's on YouTube, you have content that is, number one, supporting your messaging, right? And magnifying your messaging, okay? Right? Number two, has pillars, right? Now, your pillars should typically be revolved around your solution. So let's just say that if I help dads lose weight by weight training, flexible dieting, and mindset and habits, my content should be continuously supporting that argument through those pillars of weight training, dieting, habits, right, and mindset. And so I want to make sure that my content is always aligned with my offer, and I'm not going out of the confines with that, because then it creates confusion on what I actually do and how I can actually help, right? And then lastly, one of the big things that we focus here on content to sales, but really that's just important, is that you focus on developing thought leadership through your content, right? Sharing your perspective and not just being another coach. You don't want to just be another fitness coach, right? You don't want to be fitness coach 44,991. You don't want to be another Airbnb coach or another credit coach or another mindset coach. You want to be known for your intellectual property. You want to be known for being able to offer your audience new perspectives that allow them to think differently, evolve the way they think about their problems, as well as evolve the way that they approach their solutions. And so you do that by really, really sharing your perspective, right? Going beyond the surface level, right? And going deeper to cultivate that thought leadership in your content and doing it consistently, okay? And now we're going to move over into one of the final pieces, which is going to be your sales, right? Specifically your sales process. How are you actually getting your clients in the door, right? So this involves setting up your sales process, your application structure, how people are booking calls, right? Developing a sales script. You want to make sure that you have a basic application structure. Always want to have an application structure for your coaching program, and you always want to have some sort of selling or consultation structure. Now, if you are a coach that's been in the game for a little bit, then if you want to sell via webinars and group selling, that's cool. However, for the most part, especially when you're first starting out, you're going to need to learn sales, right? And you're going to need to learn consultative selling, which is, selling a prospect sort of one-to-one, right? Getting to learn more about their problem, seeing if you can help, and then articulating your solution and the value of it and giving them the opportunity to buy, right? So that's where the sales part comes into play. Now, remember, if you have a really good client acquisition system and you do content well, it's actually going to do most of the selling for you. Like, that's the other thing, right? Like, content also does a lot of the selling for you. When your content's really good, you have prospects that show up that want to work with you, that understand and have certainty that you can help them. And that's what actually makes your sales a lot easier, right? It becomes less about sales and way more about just commitment and helping your client get to the results that they want. And the last part is going to be coaching. Coaching is where you actually not only get to learn all of these different skill sets, right? But develop your mindset, right? Get around people who are doing, similar things to you and really evolve yourself, right? Because we are only, our business is only as good as we are, right? And so as a coach, as a CEO, as somebody who is not only helping and fulfilling your clients, but also selling your product, right? Especially at those beginning stages, you need to be able to understand that coaching is what's going to evolve you. Coaching is what's going to help you put this whole system into play so that way you can start getting the results that you need. Because think about it, right? You have to build these skill sets, right? You also have your own personal life to manage. You got to manage content, manage sales, right? At some point, you're going to need some help. You're going to need some help managing your mindset. You're going to need some help managing, your habits. You're going to need some help managing how you actually work these skills into your business for you to actually continue to grow. And so coaching is going to be one of the biggest facets in helping you get to your first or next 5 to 10 clients, because that is where you'll be able to have this come together in a way that you are getting somebody to give you perspective, right? And pour into you, as well as help you develop the skill sets, right? The beliefs and the characteristics that you need to be able to grow and sustain your coaching business. So listen, I know we went over a lot here: niche, offer, client acquisition system, content, sales, and coaching. However, these are what is needed to get you to your next 5 to 10 coaching clients. So feel free to drop a comment below. Let me know your thoughts, coach. Now, if you are stuck in any of these, right, maybe you're stuck trying to figure out your niche, or you don't know how to really put your offer together, or maybe you're trying to figure out, should you run Facebook ads, YouTube ads, or just do, organic, right? Or maybe you need help with content or sales. What we do here at Content to Sales is help you with all of these things, right? But more importantly, help you build the skill sets, help you implement it, help you with your mindset, and help you stay consistent in doing it, so that way you can get to those next 5 to 10 clients. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, feel free to check the description below and see how we can help. Again, guys, my name is Coach Tice. I'm the founder of Content to Sales. Now, if you found this video helpful, I would really love for you to subscribe and just keep on giving me the opportunity to earn your trust. Keep on giving me the opportunity to give you valuable insights for you to grow your high ticket coaching business, so that way you can make the impact that you want to make. Peace, fam.